tough these 8 teams are, so everybody else is going to have to start stepping up to the plate.
Nebraska, the defending national champion. Calberry leads off game number 5 with a strike. We're tied at 2 games apiece, so it's 2 out of 3 from here on out to determine our national champion. How tough is it to bowl as the leadoff after the other leadoff bowlers rolled a strike? Is that getting your head, or is you just used to it?
No, I just think you know, it's one of those things. You're not supposed to think. You're supposed to watch what the other teams are doing to make adjustments.
Right.
But the thing about it is, once you step on the approach, it's about your shot at that moment.
Ganjoin won't be happy with this.
Nope, went a little high. Left the 2-4-7.
But she picks it up. She will be happy with that. Good pickup for Ganjoin. Nebraska, after the first frame, has the lead. And now here's Mickelson, the redshirt freshman. And Leuthold's really gone to great lengths to make sure she is in the right frame of mind tonight. Leuthold's been front and center every time Mickelson has bowled. And Mickelson has responded. Another strike from Mickelson.
And that's one of those strikes where, oops, I made a mistake, but got the break, so it all looks good on paper. Let's take it. Now, this is an example of what we were just talking about. Didn't make that great of a shot, got the break. She needs to walk off the approach, go back to her teammates, discuss it, just like she's doing, move on. It's over.
Brooklyn strike. Litteral leaves that 7-pin.
Was looking for a little help on that pin deck, but the 7-pin stood. Still a good shot. One thing that has been very impressive tonight, the scores are very good, and all of the ladies have kept the ball in play. They have really executed when they've had to. They've made good shots to set their teammates up, so very impressive championship match.
That reminds me of what Leuthold was telling us today about bowlers as athletes. I mean, people just don't realize the physical and mental demand it puts on you to bowl in these, not just in Baker format, but in the regular tournaments throughout the season. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Right now, you think about this, they're only bowling 2 frames a game. It's really not that much bowling. But when they are done bowling tonight, they will be 1,000% more mentally tired than they will physically. Because what I also don't think people understand about our sport is it is 100% mental. How many times do you see it in any sport? Wow, they're not that good. They don't throw it that good, but they run you over all the time because mentally they are that much tougher.
Physically, though, there have been huge strides. For example, Fairleigh Dickinson now employs a strength and conditioning coach to work with the bowlers.
These ladies here are all-around athletes, academically, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Team-wise, they are a family. They are not going to let each other down. So this right here is the epitome of what we wanted to see NCAA bowling, in NCAA bowling.
Van de Meer picks up the spare for the Huskers. Nebraska with a slight lead here to open game 5. Slowly Carrillo steps up for the Knights.
One big shot, let's go right here, come on.
No open frames for Carrillo. Leaves the 10-pin.
Great shot. She goes a little bit more direct up the lane, leaves the ring 10, keeps the ball in play all the time, and that's what you're looking for.
Again, Carrillo has not been starting this week here in New Jersey. Replaced Nicole Toto, a senior in the lineup tonight. But has made the most of her opportunity, much like Mickelson for Nebraska. Players stepping up tonight.
One of the things Coach Lepresti had said when we interviewed him, you know, what is your lineup going to be, or any strategies on what's going to happen? And he said, my lineup will not be decided until I see what the lanes are doing, how the girls are lining up, how they're throwing it, and this was one of the changes.
Good coaching. Ann Sopp so close to another strike.
Her last two shots just unbelievable, unbelievable.
I think Sopp just needs to be bowling from behind. It seems like when she's her best, she told us today, she said, I'm a best when our backs are up against the wall. I mean, not that this is in any way a poor effort, just left the 7-pin, but we'll probably pick up the spare here. But she was on quite a hot streak earlier. What, 5 strikes in a row?
And this is the shot where she's leaving the stone 7, but she's been making shots like that all week. She has been putting it in the pocket, carrying all 10, and setting Cassandra up for Nebraska to win matches.
Back to the Fairleigh Dickinson side of the lane. Danielle McEwan, the freshman from Stony Point, New York, DMAC. That's what Coach Lepresti calls her. Great high school player in the state of New York, and a successful debut in NCAA bowling. Northeastern Conference Rookie of the Year. She also leaves the 7.
Well, now it's just going back and forth. Someone over here leaves the stone 7, someone over here leaves the stone 7. Those are the shots, though, later in the game that could come back to haunt you. It's like, oh, if I had carried that, we would have had a double. And that, you know, those are the bad breaks. Still a great shot, but it's just a bad break.
Good shot there. McEwan picks up the spare. Fairleigh Dickinson down by 10. Ready to hit the midway point here in this 5th game. The anchors will be up next. Leuthold for Nebraska. That's what she's done tonight.
Come on, Cass. One good shot. Let's go. You got it.
27.
The 10. Trying to avoid her second open frame of this championship. And importantly, trying not to let her team down here. Not a lot of room for error anymore, as we're in the 5th game of this best-of-7 series.
And through 5 games, all 10 players, no matter who they have been, have posted their shot at the end of their approach. When they get to the foul line, every single one of these ladies has posted their shot and given it all their effort. No one's falling off their shot. No one's, I mean, they physically have thrown really good shots.
This is Erica Perez, the anchor of Fairleigh Dickinson. And she gets the strike. Fairleigh Dickinson with that strike right back in Nebraska's face. It's 2 games apiece in the National Bowling Championship. We'll be back with the second half of Game 5 in a moment. Feast has